The Alzheimer's Society of Ireland is committed to ensuring the voice and experience of dementia is central to our work. We support the members of the Dementia Research Advisory Team, made up of people living with dementia and current and former family caregivers and supporters, who engage in research in a person-public involvement capacity. As co-researchers, they use their lived experience of dementia to improve dementia research. We also aim to deliver novel and authentic opportunities for research leadership for the members of the Dementia Research Advisory Team, and we're delighted to support Brenda to submit an abstract to this year's Alzheimer Europe Conference. Brenda will now take you through her presentation, Fail to Prepare or Prepare to Fail, Struggles in Navigating the Transition Between Home Care and Residential Care.
Hello, my name is Brenda Buckley, and I live on the beautiful northwest coast of Ireland in a town called Sligo. I met my husband, Aidan, on New Year's Eve. We married in 1966. We've been together for over 60 years and we're married for almost 57 years. Life changed for us around 2010 when in October, Aidan was hospitalised with a serious illness. He recovered somewhat from that. And then in the January of 2011, he was hospitalised again. And this time, a lot of tests were done, brain scans, etc. And that's when Alzheimer's dementia showed up. It wasn't exactly life-changing at that moment. But having said that, nobody helped us, doctors, medical people, the diagnosis was there and just get on with it. It was change in character. He said things he shouldn't and his table manners changed. So I was always on edge, but we had very good friends who understood and they stood by us during all of that time. Several years passed, quite half normally. And then it began to really occur to Aidan what was happening to him. Research into Alzheimer's became the be-all and the end-all of his life. He was absolutely fixated on it. Every newspaper cutting, every radio interview, every television, it was all recorded and kept in a big folder. We printed off things from various research projects all over the world. Things got worse, and Aidan was challenging at home, but I was always adamant that I was going to take care of him until we absolutely had to. And at that stage, we did make decisions, and we knew that at some stage, Aidan would probably have to go into care. We looked at some places near us here and had his name on a list for two of them, one just a couple of minutes out the road in the beautiful seaside town of Strandhill. And, we thought, well, we've done that now and, we'll hope for the best that things go all right. But again, things went downhill on November 2020. Aidan again was hospitalised, this time far more seriously. And the medical care, the geriatric team decided that he could not come home to me again. And we were, not happy, but we were satisfied that we had some place in care for him. But when it came to it, neither of the two places in our hometown could take him. This was in the middle of the pandemic. There was COVID everywhere, and it was the most horrendous time of my life. I was going to have to give my husband into the care of strangers. I didn't know the place that he was now going to go to. It's almost an hour's journey away along a very bad road. But I have to say now, we would never have changed him from there. It has been wonderful. But at that time, it was horrendous. We had 2 weeks where nobody really was able to help us. Nobody gave us any advice. It was just, he needs to go somewhere. And we had to find that somewhere. I would love if there was something in place that between hospitals, geriatricians, whatever, there could be some sort of communication with people like the Alzheimer's Association of Ireland to help through that traumatic time of changing from care at home to care in a facility. Looking back on the time when decisions had to be made to move Aidan into a care home situation, I now realise that there was absolutely no help for me or my family. And it would have been wonderful to have somebody to broker the deal, more or less, somebody who would just be able to familiarize you with what was going on, what was going to have to be done, how this was all going to work. I know that our situation was different because of COVID, but I do think if there was somebody in a locality that could just talk to a family and help the family over this awful, awful time, it would be helpful. It wouldn't solve the problem because the grief is always going to be there. And the grief doesn't go away very quickly either, I have to say. But it would certainly make it easier if there was a counsellor or somebody that really understood all aspects of the decision. And even maybe to help some people with the financial end of it. We had done all of that. We had all of that sorted. But I'm sure there are lots of people who don't, and they would need one-to-one help with that. I know ours was particularly bad because of COVID. Aidan was taken by ambulance. We weren't allowed to see him. We couldn't kiss him. We couldn't hug him. We could only see him through a window, which was very distressing for him and very distressing for us. But I would like to say that when I felt I was handing over this man I loved to strangers, but I was determined that I was still going to be his carer. And I think that's important. If you can keep that in your mind down the line, it helps you a little bit. One of the first things, and it's probably very trivial, was the care home staff asked us to get shoes with Velcro closings on them and tracksuit bottoms for Aidan. This was absolutely appalling to me. Aidan was a rugby player in his day and would have worn tracksuits, but certainly not for the last 40 years. And I was absolutely horrified. I gave in on the shoes, bought him the best ones I could, and sent shoe polish with them, so as that the shoes would always look the way Aidan would have had them. I didn't give in on the tracksuits. I bought him lots of much cheaper trousers that can be thrown into washing machine, changed when need be, and he is still wearing those. And I have to say, in the care home, he is always beautifully presented because they know that that's how he likes to be. So I would say, encourage people that the transition from caring at home into a care home can also mean that you still have care. You're still a carer. The person is still the person you love. And I signed up to be a PPI. I had no idea what a PPI meant. I had to look that. Since then, I've been involved in several research projects, and I hope I've had some small input into them. But almost more importantly for me, it has given me a sense of doing something. It has given me a sense that I am carrying the torch for Aidan and for other people without a voice who have Alzheimer's and dementia. And I hope to continue that for as long as I can. And it's given me a new focus in my life as well. So I would thank you all for listening to me today. And I would just leave you with this thought. This year in Ireland, we had a census, and we were given an opportunity to put a little message into a time capsule. And I put into mine 2022 and still no cure for Alzheimer's. So I would ask you all to continue the fight, to continue your research in every aspect, and don't forget the carers and what they need in your research. Thank you.